Okay, gentlemen, 993 owners, let's look at this. As you can see from the previous videos, we're changing this color change out from the original gray to black and all leather. So there's the rear quarter cappings, the galvanized steel as original, beautifully trimmed in skived leather. Look at this small work of art. You can never get that look with full thickness leather. It's absolutely perfect. The door cappings trimmed in the leather. The rear quarter panel, all leather covered with the original molded urethane pad is put back on. And finally, this is probably the thing we're most proud of with this 993. This was never trimmed in leather from the factory. It was always vinyl. And we did this, and there's actually a join, if I remember, up here on the vinyl, or back here. But we did this in one piece of leather, and the results are stunning. It looks like it's a molded piece of plastic. You can see, in fact, it's leather. You can see the relief cuts in here. So we did this in one piece of leather, and that's extremely difficult to do, especially to this high standard. And as far as I know, even Porsche didn't offer it. And I know why. It's difficult. You can see it all turned back on the sides here, where we take the seam allowance back. Okay, so there we go. I'm filming the door panels separately because they're going onto the car pretty soon. So here's the door panels 993. You can see exact reproduction of the original. We even put the foam onto the backs and brand new plastic at the front leading edge as an extrusion that we produce, and that's supplied with the door panel, so we don't reuse the old ones. They're brand new. And yeah, that's how they look. Okay guys, I forgot to include this yesterday with the door panel. This customer also chose to have these panels done in the Alcantara to match the pockets, which look pretty good. And then this is a custom interior, so customers chose to have the contrast in red twin needle stitch or French stitch. And we have a specialty machine for this. This is not single passes. This is a double needle machine that allows it to be perfect. And there's no way to sew parallel lines like this with two single machines, even the best sewer in the world. So to get this factory look, it needs the double needle machine. You can see how it turned out. Now, of course, these were originally covered in PVC and now covered in leather. Okay, 993 guys, we're looking at our carpet set here. Heritage offering exact reproduction of the original. You can see these haven't been gone to the shipping yet to be cleaned, but they get brushed off. If you have your original plastics, you can send them to us and we can install those, sew them back on. So these were originals from this car. We have replicated the look of the using stitch lines instead of dielectric heat welding, which is not available. So that's as close as we can get to original, but it has the same look. Notice that at Heritage we used the correct bubble felt on the back. Bubble felt gives the car weight, gives the carpet weight, which is how the factory did it. This is the Sportomatic or auto, for want of a better word, version for the 993. Towboat carpet could of course with the manual car. Because we're doing labor on this car, these components have been sent to us and we've recovered those. In the carpet set, these would come as just oversized pieces. This for the center console is actually sewn together two pieces, so that's how it would come in the kit. You see the rear attention to detail on the rear, the carpets that go on the rear seats with the fiberboard and the exact original vinyl that Porsche used with correct grain. You have those there. Then we have the, of course, the rear mats, bubble felt. Then everything else in the car has no backing because that's how Porsche designed it. You need to have it that way to be flexible. You can see the heel pad used on the gearbox or transmission right at the pedal. The center section at the back is sewn together as original, and as are the inner rockers, big panel that go down front and back across in front of the doors. In this particular case, in a regular carpet set, you would have this piece with the vinyl and or leather sewn onto the top of it that you would install on your dash, on your door. However, this customer is having a custom door in Alcantara, and as you can see, it turned out very nicely. So that is an option that we can do if requested. So in the carpet set, of course, that would just come as a sewn piece of carpet. And that's it. That's the full carpet set, and we'll move on to the next thing. Oh, actually, let me show you, before I forget, one of the great advantages of our Heritage product is this machine here. Everything's cut on here, as I mentioned earlier in the video. And I'll switch over now to the file, and you can see there's it's a big file for this car, so it's on 2 tables, and there it is there. You can see that the advantage is that and there's the rest, the advantage for Heritage and for our customers is our precise patterns, exactly as original, and our ability to reproduce those. And as you can see, that works out really well. Okay, gentlemen, this is the final episode in our 993 story, and we've done this differently. Most of my videos have everything on the bench at the same time, but we're editing all this together in sections because it's a local customer that's been picking up pieces and installing them into the car, so we haven't been able to shoot it all together. But here's the final results on the seats and dash. They turned out absolutely incredible. We're very proud of them. Firstly, he wanted all this lower dash in the glove box covered in Skived Leather. And as you can imagine, it's extremely difficult to do. Something that's so difficult to do, I very likely won't do it again. But if you just got to have it, I suppose we can do it. I didn't think it was going to turn out anywhere near as good as this, but it turned out just perfect. So we're very proud of this. This is Skived Leather, meaning thinned leather, and you can see the results. They're just like it's PVC, like the original PVC, but without that shine that you get from the PVC. And of course, it's fully covered in black leather to match the rest of the interior, as is the dash. And you can see how difficult it is to get around these contour curves. The top stitch on the top of the dash here, dead straight, beautiful. And this customer wanted a custom twin needle stitch in red over the binnacle, which we've done. And again, the results are perfect. We'll have a quick look at the rear seats before we get to the big kahunas there. It's the fronts, and you can see how these turned out, stitched exactly as original as the factory did. We even have the original vinyl with the exact original grain and sheen. New fiberboard support panel sewn right into the binding. Beautifully trimmed, beautifully top stitched to match equal Porsche original standards. Very few companies in the world can achieve that, and that's the truth. There we go, guys. Look at that. Beautiful. There's the original Sliver-knit carpet, which we featured in an early video. So they turned out great. And then look at these magnificent beasts. Heavy seat. That's why I only put one up. Not that I lifted it. I'm too old for that stuff. But anyway, there we go. It turned out wonderfully. Let's look at some of the details here. We got fantastic top stitch in here. We reworked and repadded all the bolsters so they act as brand new. That's part of the service here at Heritage. We've got the original perforations in the black nappa leather. Perfect top stitching again. You can see with OE results. And of course, twin needle, this single line comes right up into a double stitch around the headrest there. So all in all, just perfect, just like it was coming out of the factory. There we go. So there's the end results. And yeah, 993, valuable car, up and coming, classic, quickly becoming a true classic Porsche. And yeah, there we go. If you want it, come and get it, gentlemen. That's us here at Heritage AC.